Kaya ako ngayon, ang nasa isip ko, attraction through character, at kung meron niyang physical looks o physical appearance, secondary na lang po yun, bonus na lang yun. Sabi nga ng mga pastor natin, kaya kung nakapag-asawa ka ng maganda, beautiful inside and beautiful outside, edi wow, praise God po na. You have the two beautiful things in life, beautiful inside, beautiful outside. But then again, we stay with our main point, character. Ito, pagkatapos nilang matra with one another, either by physical looks or character, ito na po, masusunod, itong dating and courtship. Alright? So, dating and courtship. Baka matanong nyo, ano po ba ang reason or purpose why couples, partners are dating and going into courtship? Well, simple lang naman yan. You're dating the person because you want to be with the person that you love. Gusto mo siyang makasama. No? And courtship, binanggit na po natin yan last week. So you can get to know the person. You know him or her deeper, more, no, before. Again, before you get married. I simply entitled it 5 tips or 5 principles in dating and in courtship. May mga lalaki, hindi tayo mga kabataan pa, naalala natin na mga lalaki, lumalapit siya sa mga kilala nilang mga veteran, no? At nanghihingi ng tips. Bigyan niyo naman po ako ng tip or tips. Paano ko to liligawan? Paano ko to i-date? Lalo na pagka gusto niya na i-date o gusto niya ng ligawan o court yung kanyang babaeng nagustuhan o nabighani siya. So, humingi sila ng mga tips. Bigyan niyo lang po kami ng mga tips, mga principles, how to do it, no? Well, marami pong books pagdating dyan, no? And since ako po ay minister, at ako po ay Christian educator, so ako ay minister, don't expect me to give a tutorial tonight coming from the secular sources, because what I will give you is what is clearly written in sin. Maliwanag po na makikita natin at maunawaan natin, particularly sa Book of Song of Solomon. Yan. Wow. Wonderful. Again, when I am meditating on this wonderful book, I don't know kung kayo po ay dumating na sa realization na ganyan. Even a book from the Bible giving us tips or principles on how to do this dating thing and courtship thing in a way that God will really be pleased. Okay? I'm coming from a Christian perspective. Okay? Don't expect me to give you secular or worldly tips and principles. Hindi po ako ganito. Okay. What I will give you is from the Bible and always from the Bible. Right? So I want to make it clear. Ngayon pa lang. And meron po tayong tutumbukin mamaya na dapat nating iwasan. Take note. Kaya palang sinasabi ko na, especially to those Christian singers watching now or will watch this video later. You and your partner must avoid this thing at all times, at all places. And that is clearly taught in the Bible, from the Old Testament to the New Testament, from the book of Song of Solomon down to our New Testament books. Ano po yung bishop? Ito yung Dr. Lopez. Ito po ay commonly practiced by worldly people, mga worldly couples or worldly singles, at walang Christianity o walang Kristo o Christ sa kanilang mga puso. Ano po ito? Yung what we call premarital sex. No? What is premarital sex? Premarital sex, kailangan po natin ibigay yung clear definition yan. Gaya lang yan ng adultery and fornication. In the past, my office received many inquiries about that. Dr. Lopez, what is the difference between fornication and adultery? Are they one and the same or they're different? So, these terms we must clarify sa mga ating mga nanonood, no? Yung sinabi kong premarital sex, maliwanag lang nga, meron ng word na pre. Yung sino pre? Before. Premarital means before marriage sex. In short, nag-sex na yung dalawa. Nag-hotel na, o saan man sila pumuntang lugar, at nag-commit na ng sex before their marriage, before their wedding day. So that is what we call premarital sex. And we are aware of what is going on in our postmodern times. Many consider it just casual sex, no? Kaya sabi ko kanina, this is practice, popularly practiced by many people in the world. Kahit hindi sila kasal, bago sila ikasal. Actually, based on my research, ang lumalabas po na kanilang mga justification, hindi man nila sabihin, yung katilang mga katuwiran na, tayo rin naman dalawa magkakatuluyan Or, kakasal na rin naman na tayo sa isang araw o sa mga susunod na araw. So, pwede na tayong gumawa niyan. No? So, whatever is their alibi or excuse or justification, strictly speaking, pinagpapakuna ko na po, and this is one of the lesson objectives for tonight's lesson. As Christians, we must avoid that, practically speaking, sin of premarital sex. So let me give that to you now. 5 lang po to. Number 1, tip number 1 or principle number 1. Babasa po natin to sa chapter 1 verse 12 to 14 ng Song of Solomon. What is that, Dr. Bishop Lopez? Perfume, no? Or the fragrance of perfume. Pag binasa niyo po yung verse 12 to 14, mababasa niyo po dyan 3 times. binabanggit, minimension ng Shulamite woman about perfume or the fragrance of perfume. Salitang Tagalog, mabango. Mabango sa pang-amoy, no? So, ano po ang ibig sabihin niyan? Well, ibig sabihin niyan, simply put, no? Ang application niya. Well, since this is coming from a woman, we can infer or deduce that a woman like the Shulamite woman, or women in general, they like perfume or they like fragrance. O sa salitang Tagalog, gusto po ng mga babae mabango. No? Mabango. Actually, hindi lang mga babae. Sa panahon natin, mga lalaki, gusto rin natin ng mabango. Mabango sa pang-amoy. So, ang sabi ko nga, simple lang yan, no? Itingnan nyo, simple lang yan. Pero nakasulat ko sa Bible yan. And it can be taken as a tip. One of the tips when you are dating or courting someone. Siyempre, kung ikaw ay babae, alam natin yan, pag nagdi-date ang lalaki at babae, siyempre, dapat ang babae at ang lalaki din, dapat mabango. Tinanggit ka na pa yan last week. Perfume, mabango. Mabango sa pang-amoy. No? Sabi nga ng mga naging counselor ko before, na to turn off daw sila sa mga lalaki o mga babae na during dating, no? Even in courtship, during ligawan, imbis na mabango yung maamoy nila, nakakaamoy sila ng mga mabahong hininga, bad breath, mabahong kilikili, and with bad body odor. Sabi nga ng isang counselor ko, sabi niya nung ako ay reverend pa lang, sabi niya, Reverend Lopez, sasagutin ko na nga po sa kaya I found out mayroong problema siya sa ganyang bagay. That turned me off, and later on, she said, and I'm quoting her, she broke up with the person. So, basics po yan, mga basic yan, mga fundamental yan. And the wonderful thing about this, mababasa pala natin sa Bible, no, sa Song of Solomon, from the mouth of the Shulamite woman, in chapter 1, verse 12 to 14. Right? So, hindi ko na po habaan yan. Alam niyo na po yung point niyan. I can give my own example. You can give your own examples and illustration. Nung tayo ay nang-date pa, nung tayo nanliligaw pa, siyempre, lalaki tayo, dapat mabango. Lagi tayo nakapabango. Lagi tayong nakasipilyo para mabango ang ating hininga, mabango ang ating katawan. Para pag dinate natin yung ating i-date o pag nanligaw tayo during dating and courtship, maganda naman yung dating natin, no? Hindi yung matoturn off yung person na ating i-date at liligawan. Sabi nga nung kinote ko kaninang counseling na babae, imbis na makikipag-date sa'yo, imbis na magpapaligaw sa'yo, naamoy ka, wala na. Wala, sabi nila, ka na. No? Tawag nila yan, busted ka na because of bad odor, not using perfume. Well, I believe men and women like you and me like people who are mabango, fragrant, no? Using perfume. Number one tip. Number one principle. So, sa mga kabataan dyan, yung mga singles dyan, lalo na yung mga lalaki, gusto nyo ng tip, that is the number one tip. Make sure, pag nag-date kayo, this week or number one checklist, perfume. Dapat lahat ng parte ng katawan ay mabango. Kaya iwasan nyo, avoid natin yung merong part ng body natin na magbibigay ng bad odor that will turn off the other party na imbes na maging maganda yung dating natin o yung ligawan natin, baka sabihin nung dinidate nyo, umuwi na nga tayo agad. Umuwi na, tapusin na natin ito agad at umuwi na tayo. Puro lang sabihin sa'yo, I cannot stand this man, I want to go home. Or pagka naliligaw, bumalik ka lang ulit. Don't like what I smell from you. Alright? So again, very interesting. The Bible, the Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 12 to 14, gives us that number one tip or principle. Number 2, beautiful dapat ang babae. And of course, handsome dapat ang lalaki. Pakikita din po ba yun sa Song of Solomon? Yes. Basahin sa verse 15. At sabi sa verse 15, sabi ni King Solomon, how beautiful are you, my honey. At ang sabi naman ng Shulamite woman sa verse 16, how handsome are you, my beloved. Wow! You see their exchange of words of affirmation, one of the 5 languages. Sinasabi ng lalaki, ang ganda-ganda mo, mahal. Sabi naman ng babae, ang guwapo-guwapo mo, honey. No? Very sweet sila. Dumating lang sa isip ko ngayon. Came to me right now. Nagbobolahan ko ba sila? Are they flattering? The answer is, nagbobolahan ba? Kaya nang ginagawa ng marami ngayon? Pag nanliligaw o kaya nagdidik, ang ganda-ganda mo today, tonight, in our day. Ang ganda-ganda mo ngayong gabi. No, sinasabi. Yun pala, nambobola lang. In English, flattering. Para lang sagutin siya o ma-fall in love sa kanya. Well, going back to Song of Solomon, I can tell you 100%, hindi po sila nagbobolahan. Hindi po sila naglolokohan. They are serious with one another. They are not flattering with one another. The words coming out of their mouth, telling each other, comes from the heart. Wow. See, again, hindi po siya nambobola dito. Totoo yung sinasabi niya. At pag binasa niyo pa yung mga verse dyan, the man is praising, acknowledging, admiring the inner beauty and the physical beauty of the woman. No? Mabasa niyo sa mga verses, describe niya, your cheeks. Ano pa yung cheek ito? Yung pisngi mo, ang ganda-ganda, ang cute, ang sarap, hawakan o kiss. No? Siguro, kung imagine natin to, no? At sabi niya sa isang verse, your neck is very beautiful. And FYI, sa chapter 2 pa lang po tayo, pag pumunta tayo hanggang chapter 8, you will get the big picture that the man and the woman are complementing or praising the beauty of each other, right? Even the parts of their body, how they treat each other, how they appreciate each other, how they respect each other, how they love one another. Again, ulitin ko po, hindi po sila nagbubuluhan. Gaya ng maraming tao ngayon, no? Maraming lalaki, sama na natin maraming babae, during dating, naglolokohan, no? Tawag yun, yung nagpa-flatter lang. Sabi nga ng isang narinig ko, tingnan mo yung dalawa, naglolokohan lang, nagbubulahan lang. Yan po kaya pinapractice yan ng maraming tao. Yan ang hindi natin dapat gawin, no? Make sure when you say something, it comes from the heart, not from the mouth only. Just to flatter the person. And so you can get the person to your side. What ang tawag natin dyan? That's deceiving. Still speaking. Panluloko po yan. Nanluloko lang kayo. So kung hindi kayo sure, hindi kayo true, hindi kayo serious, you better stop that foolishness, right? So, yun po yung makikita natin dito, no? Sabi ko sa inyo, napakaganda po ng librong ito. Kung itong mababasa nila at naiintindihan nila, no? They're praising the inner and the outer beauty of each other. 3. Well, I want to, malapit na po ako matapos. Hanggang 5 lang to. I want to make it a short pero very informative and practical, easy to be applied. Pag hindi niyo pa na-apply ito, ayaw ko na sa inyo. Now, the third, we will go to chapter 2, verse 1. Ito ay famously quoted, I am the rose of Sharon, the lily of the valleys. I don't want to go into a debate, no, because this is debatable, especially sino ba yung nagsasalita dito, lalaki ba o yung babae? Kasi yung mga nagko-quote ito na lalaki yung nagsasalita, they usually attribute it to the Lord Jesus Christ saying, I am the rose or He's the rose of Sharon. Yan po yung isang old school of interpreting the Song of Solomon. They call it allegorizing, making spiritual application of the literal text. Kilala rin dyan si Origen, one of the main proponents of the method, allegorical method of interpretation. Kaya yung 2 verse 1, I am the rose of Sharon, many churches, many Christians quoting it, and they thought it refers to the Lord Jesus Christ. He is the rose of Sharon, the lilies of the valley. I will not go into a debate with that, but in my Amplified Bible I'm using, the translators put it to the woman, yung babae yan nagsasalita. So the woman was saying, I am the rose of Sharon, the lily of the valleys. Or in verse, sumunod na verse, the lily among the thorns, sabi niya. Well, I don't want to go into a debate whether it is the man or the woman talking. Ito po ang aking point. This is the point. Mination po dyan, rose. Why rose? Do you have an idea? What is the significance of rose in the relationship, erotic relationship in particular, of a man and woman? At saan ba ginagamit ang mga roses? Nakita niyo po ba yan? Did you see that as I saw it? Because the Lord showed it to me when I was studying it. The Lord brought that idea to me. Why rose? What is the relevance of the rose between a man and a woman? At in our modern times, saan ba ginagamit yung rose? Isn't it when we are dating and courting someone, especially yung mga lalaki? When we date someone, usually may time, nagdadala tayo ng tinatawag natin 3 red roses. And based on my experiences and research and studies, women like roses, 3 red roses in particular in our modern time, especially during dating and courtship. Tama po ba? Isn't that right? See what the Bible is telling us. Do you see what I'm seeing? The Lord is showing many things to me in His Word. And I want you to see that as well. Roof. So to make it short, third tip, lalo na sa mga kalalakihan natin dyan, to the men, when you date someone during this week or next week, sa pagkikipag-date nyo po, why not bring roses, 3 red roses to the woman you will date. Baka mag-message ka sa akin, Dr. Lopez, ginawa ko po yung sinabi mo. And the impact is tremendous. Sinagot ko ako agad. Well, another tip, wala po to sa text. Based on my experience in our modern experiences, usually ang mga lalaki nagbibigay ng 3 red roses. Samahan nyo na rin po ng mga, of course, women also like chocolates, okay? Mga tsokolate, no? Bigyan sila ng mga chocolate. And mag-effort kayo, no? Kung may pera kayo, mag-budget kayo. Budgetan yan, hindi yung puro sex, puro hotel, ang nasa kukote nyo. Hindi ko to. Yung pera ko hanggang pang hotel lang. Hindi nyo man lang binigyan ng red roses and chocolates. And then you will take advantage of that poor person. Again, don't do that stupidity. No? I'm telling that to you now. So, yung mga may pusong malinis, sabi nga nila, pure ang motibo sa mga opposite sex nila, make it a priority. Budgetan nyo po yan. Meron kayong pambili ng 3 red roses and chocolates when you date someone during this week, next week, or during this month of February. Dumating sa akin yung mga couples natin sa mind ko. When you're gonna celebrate February 14, even though you are already married and married couples, o kaya pa yung nanonood at nanonood nito, marami natin kinasal, shout out again to Brother Paul and Sister Cory. They are closely following our ministry. Lagi mo sila nakasubaybay ngayon. So shout out to all of you. I see all of your posts and I'm really happy. You are on the right track, sabi nga nila. Alright. So even though you're a married couple, make it sure when you go on a date on February 14, kung may pera o may budget, syempre kung may pera o may budget, budgetan nyo po yan, okay? Ganyan lang roses, so 3 red roses, kung ayaw nyo ng red roses, flowers, I'm sure women like it. Your girlfriend like it. Your wife like it. Walang babae siguro na magtatapon ng mga ganyan. May budget, again, if you have budget, samahan nyo rin po ng mga chocolate. It shows how powerful, how passionate, and how sweet is your love for that person. Yeah? And see, even the Bible give us that tip from Him. Right? And number 4, ito po ay very serious thing. When we are dating, when we are courting, Where should we do it safely? So, pag-usapan po natin dito, places. Based on our text, I'm going to give you the text that is in chapter 2, verse 4. Talaga? Bishop Lovex nakasulat sa Bible, sa Song of Solomon, yung preferable place kung saan dapat mag-date or mag-court? Well, my answer is yes. Because again, God wants us to be in a safe place, not in a dangerous place where our morality will be compromised. And what is written in chapter 2, verse 4 in our text? I will read that in the Amplified. The woman was speaking here. She said, I want now everyone to listen carefully and understand it for yourself. It says there in 2:4, the king, or the man, brought me to his place of banquet. So, ano ibig sabihin po nun? To make it short, para hindi tayo mahaba. Well, FYI, for your information, because this is written during Solomon times, during BC, ancient times, ang mga place of banquet, yung mga lugar na kainan, o lugar na umiinom ng wine, yung mga hari, to give you an idea, that is public places, not private or secret places. So, now you get the idea. To be safe, listen mga singles, to be safe, again, and to avoid the number one thing I just mentioned in the beginning, make your dating, even your courtship, in public places where many people are present, and not in private or secret places where two of you only are present. Tagalogin po natin para sa mga kapwa natin Pilipino. Again, ito po ay Christian teaching, no? Of course, worldly people will disagree with this. I'm not private to that. Hindi po tayo inosente dyan. Ang tuturo po sa inyo ay doctor at bishop. Alam ko po yan. Maraming tao, worldly people, want to do it in secret or private places so they can do their own thing. Alam niyo na po yun. But again, we're coming from a Christian perspective, divine perspective of the Bible. We want to follow the Lord and give Him glory in these stages of our relationship. So, ang pinakikita po dito yung show, better do it in public places where you will never be tempted, where your morality or Christianity or faith will not be compromised. Tagalogin natin. Pag magdi-date po kayo at magpapaligaw kayo, mas maganda kung gawin niyo po yan sa mga publikong lugar. Maraming taong pwedeng nandun, hindi sa mga pribadong lugar at sekretong lugar na kailang dalawa ang nandun. At alam niyo na kung kailang dalawa nandun, ano po ang mangyayari? Napakalakas po yung tukso dyan. Pagkakailang dalawa. Malamang sa malamang, makikita nyo lang sarili nyo. Gumagawa na kayo ng mga hindi nyo dapat pang gawin sa stage ng inyong relationship. Again, from Christian perspective, not from worldly perspective. Alright? So, my advice, my loving advice to singles out there who will go on a date or courtship or going to courtship during this period of time, preferably you do it on a public place. Paano po, Bishop, kung itong lalaki, pinipilit ako. Talagang gusto niya. Kami lang dalawa. Wala makakita sa amin. Well, ang advice ko po, don't say yes to that person. Lalo na po kung lalaki yan, learn to say no. No? Hindi niyo po alam kung ano ang nasa puso at isipan ng lalaki niya. No? Hindi ko po nilalahat, I'm not generalizing. Pero alam po natin in our modern times, kakaunti na lang yung masasabi natin matinok, no? Karamihan dyan. Kahit pa naturingan yan at nag-claim na Christian. Pag napunta po yan sa pribado at sikretong lugar na sila lang dalawa ang nandoon, I'm telling you, frankly and truthfully and factually, napakalakas po ng tukso dyan. At kung hindi is very, very strong spiritually, yung dalawang yan o isa sa kanila, mahulog at mahulog po yan sa kasalanan ng premarital sex. Kasi mas madaling gawin yung mga ganyang bagay pag kayong dalawa lang, no? Kaya alam niyo na, yung mga iba talaga gusto, dalawa lang sila. No? Pero again, in this video, in this tutorial, your safety, ika nga, is my priority. So I will give my advice and my tutorial. Prefer to do it on a public place where many people are present and you will not be tempted to give in to the passion of your lust. Sabi nga ng mga matatanda natin, mga magulang natin, and I agree with them again, ang mga kabataan lang natin ngayon, mapupuso, passionate, no? And I agree. No? Hindi ko na po dapat i-emphasize yan. Alam niyo na po yan. Sabi niya na isang registration, dapat memorize niyo na yan. Kung may anak kayo, lalo na babae anak niyo, huwag niyo sabihin sa akin, anghel yung anak niyo. Wala pong anghel na tao. Ang anghel yung anghel. Yung tao, tao yun. Hindi pwedeng anghel yung tao. What's the point? Baka masyado kayong overconfident sa mga anak nyo, lalo na mga anak ni babae o kahit lalaki pa anak, overconfident ka. Yung anak ko na yan, matino yan, hindi gagawa yan. Sakit wala ako dyan, gagawa ng mga tama yan. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? How sure you are? And I beg to disagree. I'm talking about from experience. I'm talking from experience. From research, from study. At sino po ang mas paniniwalaan? Kayo? Sa inyong good intention, quote-unquote, about your children? Later on, you will find out it destroys your trust. Malalaman nyo lang later on yung pinagmamalaki yung mga anak nyo na hindi gagawa kuno ng maganda ng mali. Malalaman nyo lang. Tay, Nay, Mami, Daddy, Papa, Mama, may nabuntis po ako. O sa babae, buntis po ako. I will quote the common saying or famous saying of our police officers. Prevention is better than cure. So to prevent it, I will go for what I am arguing right now. Sa mga parents, please guide your children accordingly. Sa panahon po natin ngayon, again, huwag niyo isipin mga anghel ang mga anak niyo. I'm telling you to your face, you're wrong. It's better to be careful and not to be careless. Kung kayo po yung mga magulang, especially I'm talking to Christian parents, guide your children accordingly during this time, coming from Bishop Lopez. At kung kinakailangan nyo pong i-monitor, strictly monitor, i-monitor nyo po yung future ng mga anak nyo po ang nakadepende rito. Kaya sinabi ko last week, kung hindi nyo kilala yung dinidate nyo at nililigawan nyo, nagpapaligaw sa inyo, baka hindi nyo po na-realize. Your life is at stake here. And in courtship and dating, the lives of our children are at stake here. You know, we must guard and protect at all times, at all places, our children. Ulitin ko po, buhay ito ng mga anak natin. Pag sila po ay nadisgrasya or nakadisgrasya, alam niyo na po ang resulta nun at susunod nun. And of course, I know you don't want that to happen. So, please guide your children accordingly, especially to those who are Christians, Christian parents, Christian singles, at sa mga singles, si Bishop ang nagsasalita siya. Palalaki man kayo, pababae man kayo, kung sinasabi mo Christian men ka, treat your girlfriend with respect. Nakalagay po sa Bible yan. Treat your sisters purely. Hindi ko may plano na kayo magpakasal. Wala naman talaga na. Mali pa rin, kasalanan pa rin. And to the Christian females, pagka yung lalaki ay nag-i-insist ng kabaliktaran na sinasabi ko, again I say, learn to say no firmly. Nalala ko, nung ako ay nag-seminar sa mga youth sa Bataan, when I was conducting healing crusade in one city in Bataan, in-interview ako ng mga youth leaders dyan and they invited me to conduct a seminar for all youth participating in that citywide crusade. And the Lord put in my heart the timeless principle we can find in the love story of Jacob and Rachel. And I entitled that seminar, True Love Can Wait and Will Wait, but Lust Cannot Wait. Diyan po malalaman niyo. No? Diyan pa lang, test niyo na yan mga kababaihan, mga women, mga girls. No? Kung yung lalaki na yan ay nandi-date pa lang, naliligaw pa lang, yan ang tinutumbok. mag-isip kayo mabuti. Baka hindi love yan, baka last yan. So you better think twice, thrice, million times. And if it's needed, break yung lalaki yun. And you find a better one like Joseph and like Jacob, who waited for, how long he waited? If my memory serves me right, and I think it is, first he waited for 7 long years. Hindi nag-materialize kasi dinisib siya ng kanyang father-in-law in the future. So he waited another 7 long years. How long it is? All in all, 14. Do you realize how long is 14 years? That's a very long time. Don't you realize that? And that really convinced everyone, including me, that Jacob really loves Rachel, not only lust. Kaya nga ng mga tao sa kanto, mga kanto boys, gusto lang matikman.
Oh
boy.
my God.
Gusto lang matikman, kaya nakikipag-date. Gusto lang matikman, kaya nililigawan. Pagka natikman na, nasatisfy na yung lust of the flesh and lust of the eyes. Kawawang babae. Oh, woman, oh girl. May iwan na lang, broken hearted, and broken life, and broken future. Mga kapatid, guys, this is a serious matter, so you better listen and think about what the Lord is saying to you now. Hindi ko po sinabing what Bishop Lopez is saying to you now. Take note of my word. What the Lord is saying, is speaking to you now through His servant. Alright? The choice, the decision is yours. For me, trabaho ko lang po to educate and warn our people, especially our young people.